Everything good? Alright, what's up everybody? Let me see if I can do this before the song finishes. It's 3 minutes. So yo, I'm back in effect. It's been a minute because I lost my camera for a little bit inside of the rental van that my parents had gotten a couple weeks ago, but to God be the glory, I got my camera back. I was just laughing a while ago as I was watching Celebrity Fit Club. It's the funniest thing to watch. Two grown people argue over the silliest things. But you gotta admit that Dustin Diamond is a little bit of an idiot. Whatever, man. So I guess I lost my camera, of course, like I said, and I think it was 2 weeks ago, the last Friday of April, I got into a little bit of an accident. I'm gonna see if I can do a little bit of video editing and kind of reenact and show you what happened. But long story short, kind of got my side mirror kind of knocked off, whatever. But to God be the glory, I don't take it for granted that I came out and my sister came out of the car safe and sound. And you know, the enemy tries stupid stuff. That same night I was supposed to go to church, and I made it. And I don't believe in coincidences, but I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I believe that God allowed this to happen, and for me to come out because of that specific night, I was a blessing to someone else as well as to myself. I sang the center of my joy, and it was so personal because you know, you always hear about people going through accidents, but it's not until it happens to you that you really have a testimony to go through. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people set up and say, "Lord is my light and my salvation," but it's only words and vain repetition unless you have gone through something to prove them to be that. And if you haven't, trust me, you will, because this walk is not an easy one. Whoever told you it was going to be is lying. Alright? You heard it from Andre yourself. It's not going to be an easy one. And if you haven't had any trials and temptations yet, you're going to have them. You have to test your character. Speaking of character, we had our sectional rallies. And section 2, there was a young lady that ministered to our hearts. Her name is Marcel Sampson, and she talked about being sold up for God and not being a sellout. And as she was ministering, God was talking to me and telling me, you know, that's the truest test of character and virtue, is if you place yourself or you find yourself in a situation where you're around people who are not living for Christ, and you yourself can stand up and say, hey, I'm not going to be a part of this and I'm not going to be a part of that because I'm the temple of the Almighty God. That's the truest test of character. You got to remember that God dwells inside your temple. This is your temple, your body. He dwells inside of you. And if you have all of this other stuff, lust and all these presumptuous sins that you're committing, knowing the consequence, the two can't live together, and one's going to remove itself. And sin is just not going to get up and walk out of your life. So guess who's leaving? Think about it. Saturday I was blessed by someone who talked about being humble. Messages I always try to apply to myself. I try to look at it and see, you know, how does this relate to my life? You know, some people are so spiritually immature that they sit down in church and, you know, a pastor or a minister, a visiting minister could be ministering to them, and because they're so closed-minded and they believe, oh, this person came here, he's talking about me, somebody told them about me, they put a block in front of their spirit and cause themselves not to be blessed and leave the church the same. And I decided, no matter what it is, even if the preacher says exactly what I'm doing, that just gives me an opportunity to change myself, to be better. So, I mean, I try to leave something with you every time I exit. And if you didn't, you know, catch what I just said earlier, just know this. Being humble and not glamorizing yourself in church is the best thing you could ever do for yourself. Because once you lie, you get into a deeper hole and you have to explain yourself over and over again. So be transparent. Be humble. I can't say that enough. God will begin to bless you in ways you've never imagined. I'm telling you, I say that often, but it's true. I've proven it. What am I listening to right now? This is Zyles, Every Time I Get a Chance. Every time I get a chance. Ooh, Be blessed, y'all.